Cool. So we'll focus on the hips and yeah, it's recording. So we'll focus on the hips today. Let's start with the feet wide, and this will be good for you running. Hannah, hands behind and try and bring the shoulder blades back and down. So you're opening up the chest, and we'll start off with one leg and just bring that knee in and then out. So you're getting a bit of movement through the hip. Really good. And then we'll work the same on the other side. Really nice. And then bringing the legs all the way around. We'll make a 90-90 position. So like it's called recline pigeon. So front foot in line with the knee, knee in line with the hip. Same with the back leg. And you want to lift and lengthen through the spine and then just gently lower over that front leg. And this is going to get into the top of the hip in the glute area on that front leg. Also the IT band and the muscles at the top. So your TFL. And when you're running a lot, definitely in the side of the hip does get tight. So just relax into this one. Take a few deep breaths. And then really slowly roll up through your spine. And then as we lower, you can either stay where you were or bring the head closer towards the foot, and that will make it a little bit deeper. Nice, slowly rolling up, and we'll just do one more, maybe drop closer towards the foot. And this time you can also walk your hands away from you. So you bring them above the head, lengthen through the spine, and just relax the head towards the floor. Really good. And then slowly walk the hands back in. So I've got my left leg in front. If you're doing the same, bend into that left knee and we'll lengthen up the right leg. Or do opposite or swap if you want to swap. It doesn't matter because we will do both. But my right leg's extended, left leg's bent. I'm going to take a big breath in and reach up and then slowly forward fold over this right leg. Relax the head. We're not going to hold it here. We just walk the hands back towards you, lengthen through the spine. Big reach up. Exhale as you forward fold, and we'll just work through a couple of these, loosening off the back of the legs. You might feel like the hands get a little bit further away as you lower each time. Really nice. We'll do one more. Big breath in as you reach up, and exhale as you forward fold. Good work. And then bringing the body back up to seated. So keep and lengthen the spine. We're going to tuck the right arm under, same arm as leg, and just gently reach towards the foot. So you're getting a nice side stretch. And then slowly come on up. So we'll work through a couple of these, gently lowering down, feel the stretch. And inhale as you come up. We'll do two more. Big breath in, exhale as you lower. Inhale as you lift, one more, big breath in, exhale as you lower, and bring it back to center. Crossing that right leg now in front, so we're in cross-legged position. Hands onto your knees or wherever comfortable, just allow the shoulders to relax, avoid hunching, and we'll just release off the neck. Let's do a few circles round in one direction, making a big circle with the nose. Nice, and then gently change direction, keeping the shoulders relaxed. And then bringing the head back to center. Inhale as we lift and lengthen through the spine. And then just take your time to walk the hands away from you. Just go out as far as feels comfortable. And we're going to walk it round to the left with the hands. Keep and lengthen your spine. And then same over to the right. So just take your time, walking all the way around. So you're lengthening out the side of the body when you reach one side. This one's good to get into the hips. Nice, just keep working it left to right. You can really reach across. If you're over that left leg, reach across with the right arm. Really nice. And then when you're ready, bring the hands back to center, relax the arms, and we'll take 5 breaths in this forward fold, allowing the head and shoulders to relax towards the floor. And again, you should feel this in the top of that right hip if your right leg's in front. Really nice. Slowly bring the body back up to seated. So we're still working on this right hip. We're going to lengthen out the left leg now. And I haven't done this with you before, but we're going to cradle this front leg and just see how it feels for you to do this. So ideally, you want to get the knee in the elbow and the foot in the hand. So you're like cradling your leg like a baby. Okay, and then you interlock the hands. So you can use both arms and you sort of rock side to side. Sorry, the foot's in the elbow and the knee's in the elbow, and then the hands are in the center. And you want to try and lift and lengthen through the spine. If this is just, it feels too much lifting the leg, pop the hand on the foot and you can bring the leg away from you. But just rocking the hip side to side, and you should feel some tension release through that hip. Nice. And try and keep length in the spine. And then from here, we're going to slowly lower the foot, bend into the left knee so we come into butterfly. Soles of the feet together, big breath in as we lift and lengthen, and then slowly forward fold. Again, just lower how far it feels comfortable. Relax the head, and you might feel this in the inner thighs or the lower back. Really nice. And then making your way back, bringing the feet wider like we did to start with. Hands behind you, roll the shoulder blades back and down. And again, we'll work through one hip, internal, external rotation. Keep and lengthen the spine. And same on the other leg. See how this hip feels now. Really nice. So we'll come back into recline pigeon, go onto the other leg. So I got my right leg now. Find that right ankle position. Big breath in as you lift and lengthen. Then exhale as we forward fold. Maybe over the knee, relax the head. Feel the stretch in the back of that front hip. And then slowly roll up through your spine. Exhale as we lower, maybe closer towards the foot. And gently bring it back up. Working through one more. If you can, drop down onto the forearms and maybe lengthen and reach the arms out. Keep and lengthen the spine. And making your way back up to seated. So keeping this right knee bent, left leg extended. Big breath in as we reach up. Exhale as we forward fold. Again, just reaching as far as you can and then walk the hands back in. And we'll just do a couple of these. Get a nice stretch as you exhale over the leg. Really good. Nice, guys. And then the same with same arm under as straight leg. So left arm, left leg, and then gently come on up. Nice. And just work for a couple of these. Reaching towards the foot. Lovely. And then bend in that front leg. Find your cross-legged position. Okay, bring the hands to a comfortable position and work through a few more circles, one direction with the head. And change direction. Really nice. And then bring the head back to center. Keep lengthening your spine and we'll walk the hands away from you. So this leg might feel tighter or looser. Just ease your way into it. And again, you can walk left to right. Keep and lengthen the spine, really reaching across. Nice. You might feel this anywhere from your hip up towards your shoulder. And then when you're ready, let's drop onto the forearms and relax into your forward fold. Taking a few deep breaths here. And then gently bring the body back up to seated. So we're going to plant the feet now in line with the hips, hands in line with the shoulders. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, think about tucking the tailbone under, lift the hips, open the chest. And here you're engaging the back of the body and lengthening the front. So it's a really nice way to lengthen your hip flexors, your shoulders. Keep the hips high for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the hips. And bring the body round now to all fours. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Working through your spine now. Let's move through a few cat-cows. Breathing in as you lower into your cow. Exhale as you push up into your cat. Really nice. So we'll finish in cat, pushing all the way up, and let's just rock it side to side. Relaxing the head and feeling a nice stretch through the upper back. And then when you're ready, let's drop the hips towards the heels and lengthen out the arms in your child pose. Take a few deep breaths here and allow the hips to lower towards the heels. It can take a few breaths, allowing the body to relax. Feeling the shoulders relax as well and the arms and the muscles around your neck and face. Nice. On your next inhale, let's find all fours. We'll tuck the toes, lift the hips and come into your first down dog. Think about keeping the arms nice and strong and we'll just slowly walk through your legs, getting a nice stretch in your ankles, knees and hips. So this one's really good to do before running because it's going to warm up your joints, your ankles, knees and hips. And it'll be good after as well because your Achilles get tired running and your calf muscles. So you probably feel it when you press the heel towards the floor on this one, getting a nice stretch. Really good. So from here, we'll walk the feet up towards your hands, find your forward fold, see how this feels. Bend into the knees if you need to, and if you're feeling more tight from your run, you might notice that you might not be dropping as far, but that's fine. Just drop into the knees if you need to. With the arms, let's hold on to the elbows and you can rock it side to side. Relax the head and just feel some tension release through the upper back. And then allowing the arms to relax, slowly roll up through one vertebra at a time, leaving your head last and bringing the body up to standing. Nice. Spreading the toes, ground the feet, big breath in, reach the arms up and exhale as you forward fold. Inhale, find your halfway lift. Hold it here. This one's really good to lengthen the back of the body. It's an active stretch, so think about engaging the core, shoulders away from the ears, head in line with the spine. Allow the hands to lower now in line with the shoulders. Spread the fingers as you step into your high plank. Engage your tummy muscles. We'll hold it here for another 10 seconds. Feeling the core wake up. You always want to be in a posterior tilt here, so engage your glute muscles as well. From here, let's allow the body to lower. So you can drop the knees if you need to, but bend into the arms and control it down. Untuck the toes, spread the fingers in line with the elbows as you find your sphinx. Just coming into a mini back bend, feeling some length in the front of the body. And again, to avoid any compression in the lower back, find a posterior tilt. So tuck the tailbone under, shoulders away from the ears. And on your next exhale, gently lower, hands underneath the shoulders, elbows close. Press up onto your knees, make sure you bring the hips with you. And let's bring it back into your child pose. Relax the head, and again, you can rock it side to side if you like. On your next inhale, let's twist this left arm under the right. So the palm's going to face up. You come into a nice twist for the back of that left shoulder. Really nice. Slowly unwind and let's go straight on the other side. Reach that right arm through, shoulder on the mat, and feel that gentle twist. And taking your time to bring it back to center. Inhale as we find all fours. So we're going to step the right foot in between the hands now. And again, this one is what you want to do before running as well. So allow the knee to go over the toes. And this is going to stretch out your Achilles, but you've got weight in it now, so it's a good stretch to do. Then as you exhale, gently rock it back and lengthen that front leg. So this is called low runner's lunge. It'll warm up the hips as well. And as you rock it back, keep the front knee soft if you need to. You can bring the toes towards you as well as you bring the hips back. That will get a nice stretch in your lower leg. Yeah, so doing this one like 10 to 20 times before you run will really warm up the muscles. And then from here, finding a low lunge. So we're going to bring the upper body up now. So you've got a nice 90-degree angle with the legs. Think about tucking the tailbone under so that left glutes engaged as well as the lower abdominals. So that's the posterior tilt. You tuck the tailbone under. And then we'll reach up with the left arm. And you want to look down at the right hand. And keep reaching up with that left arm. And you should get a nice side stretch through that left side of the body. And these muscles do become tight from your running. So the front of that left hip. That's definitely where I feel it when I run. And also maybe the TFL muscle at the top of your IT band on the side. If it's tight, you'll feel it, but you might not actually feel that one. Taking a few deep breaths here. Really nice. And then slowly bring the body back to center. So hips square, hands either side of that front foot. Now we're going to tuck the back toes and find a high runner's lunge. So knee comes just over the ankle, engage the back leg, and we're going to lift the hips into your triangle and then lower back into your high lunge. And again, you can do 10 to 20 of these. These are a little bit more dynamic, so you've got more muscle working in this one rather than much of a stretch. So it'd be good to strengthen the muscles around the joints for this one, as well as warm you up. So just rocking forwards and back, keeping that back leg engaged. Really nice. We're going to finish at the top in this nice triangle shape. Try and square out the hips. So imagine you're bringing that left hip towards the front. Inhale as you lengthen the spine, and then exhale as we forward fold and just relax towards that front knee. Taking a few deep breaths. This one's really getting into the back of the legs now, your hamstrings, your calf muscles. Really nice. So from here, we can step the back foot forwards and come back into a forward fold. Relax your head. We can walk the hands around one foot at a time if you like. Again, get a nice stretch in the back of the hips. And then when you're feeling super relaxed, let's roll it up through your spine, leaving the head last. Really nice. So we're going to go into a nice quad stretch now. You can use your hands on a wall if you need to balance, but we're going to work this right leg. And you've probably done this one before. Again, this one's really good to do during or after running. Make sure the knee comes in line with the other knee, so it's not too far in front. And also you want that posterior tilt I was talking about. That helps get into the hip even more. If you've got your balance, just hold it here for another 5 breaths. If you're not feeling it much, you can lift the knee back. In yoga, you would come into this dancer pose, so it comes up really high. But I mean, here would be enough if you're just stretching off after a run. Nice. And then from here, with this same leg, so my right leg, you're going to step it in front of the left. We're going to bend into the left knee and keep that right leg as straight as feels comfortable and forward fold over it. So the left, both feet are facing forwards, both feet are in line with the hips, so they're not too wide. And you bend into the left leg and this right leg is straight. And this again is really good to do before, during or after a run. Static stretch, so you're not moving. It's probably best during or after actually, rather than warming up. But holding it for 5 to 10 breaths, about 30 seconds. And if you want to get deeper into your Achilles, you just lift the toes up towards you. And that'll be a lot lower in the ankle area. Nice. And then just stepping the back foot forwards, give your arms a little shake, and then slowly roll up through your spine. Yeah, so sorry, when you're running, you want to do dynamic stuff to warm you up, and then static stuff to finish, okay? So big breath in as you reach up. Exhale as we forward fold. Inhale, find that halfway lift. Hands to floor. Step into your high plank. Control the body down. And either repeat that Sphinx pose or find your cobra. Finding a nice big back bend, strong arms. And then wherever you are, take your time to come into your downward facing dog. Hips nice and high. Again, walk through your legs nice and slow if you like. Getting a nice stretch in the back of the hips. And then when you're ready, lower the knees. We're going to keep the toes tucked and gently bring the hips back into your toe squat. So toes and feet definitely get most tight when you're running. So tucking all the toes under, see how this feels. And if you've got lactic acid in there, it's going to feel a little bit tighter than normal. Come out if it's too intense. If you want to take your mind off it, you can bring your upper body into a stretch. So interlock the hands, see how this feels. Just push your hands away from you. Tuck the chin and take a few deep breaths, allowing the feet to release and also the upper back. Nice, and then let's bring the arms above the head, lengthen the spine. And then slowly come on out. So hands under the shoulders, you can wiggle the toes, circle the ankles, and bring it into your child pose when you're ready. Really good. So we'll go on to the left side now. Inhale to come up, left foot coming through, hands either side. Let's work through your low runner's lunge. Again, 10 to 20 reps before your run on this one. Allowing the knee to travel over the toes, that's fine. And doing like one-legged warm-ups and stuff is really good for imbalances, because if you feel, if physio have sort of said that you might be weaker on one side, you can really focus on one side if you need to. Really good. Let's do a couple more here. And then finding that right ankle position, lifting the body up again, tuck the tailbone under, engage that right glute, reach up with the right arm and keep reaching up, and then gently look down at your left hand and you should feel a nice stretch in that right hip. Maybe under the armpit and all down there, your left lat muscle, your IT band. Depends where you're tight, to be honest. Really nice. And then slowly come on out. So we'll do the same now. Hands either side. Tuck the back toes. Find your high lunge, high runner's lunge. Let's walk it forwards and back. See how this feels? Nice, and then lifting the hips and hold. Find that triangle shape. Inhale as we lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale as you forward fold, relaxing the head towards the knee. Perfect. So stepping that back foot forwards and find your forward fold. Let's bring the feet a little bit wider now. And we'll just bring the left hand in front of the right foot. Bend into your left knee and reach up with the right arm. So you go into a nice twist. And if you lengthen your right leg, you're going to be feeling it in your TFL muscle, the muscle that attaches the IT band. If you're tight there and if you're feeling it there. Really nice. Slowly lower that top hand, bend into the right knee, lengthen that left arm, keep reaching up and lengthen out that left leg. And taking your time to bring it back down. Nice, coming back to center, rolling up through your spine. And this time we'll pick up the left foot for that quad stretch, okay? So bringing the foot up, again, use the wall if you need to for balance, but allow that knee to come back if you can in line with the other knee. Nice, and if you want to go a bit deeper, you lift the knee and then you lower the chest. That's like your dancer. Really good balance. And then this left leg wants to slowly come in front and you bend the right knee. So you come back into that forward fold. This one again to do during or after a run. And you can also pick the toes up towards you if you want to go a bit deeper. Nice, and then stepping the back foot forward. So we're back into your forward fold. Take your time to come on up and we'll bring the feet wide now so get into the inner part of the hips. So soften into the legs. We'll bring your right hand down to the hip, reach up and over with the left. And we'll just do a couple of these each side. Feeling the side body really lengthen. Because when you run as well, there's sort of shortness of breath, or when you do any exercise, you don't get a deep breath in, deep breath out as much. So all the intercostal muscles around the ribs, that can all feel tight. And as well as the chest, if you do a lot of short breathing, the muscles are working a little bit harder. So yeah, this one should feel quite good to lengthen those muscles around that area. Really nice. So finding your triangle. So both feet are forwards. I'm going to turn my right foot out. If you want to go a bit closer, you can. And the hips go to the left, arms reach towards the right. And again, we're coming onto that side angle. So we're opening up the side body. The right hand just lowers towards that right ankle. And you want to open up that left shoulder. You can look up towards your left hand. Try and engage the inner thighs. So it's an active stretch. Hold in for 2 more breaths. And slowly bring it back up. We'll go straight into the other side. Turning the left foot out. Hands in line with the shoulders, hips to the right. Reach to the left and exhale as we slowly bring it down. And taking your time to bring it back up to standing. Nice. Both feet facing forwards. Go a bit wider if you need to. Big breath in as you lift and lengthen the spine, and then let's slowly forward fold. Relax the head and get into a nice forward fold stretch. You might feel it in the inner hips or on the back of the legs. You can walk left to right here, that feels quite good. Nice. You can also add in a twist, so you can reach up with the same arm as leg. Your hands are over. Do a couple more. And then when you're ready, bring the hands back to center. Control the body up so you can roll up. Okay, this time we're going to interlock the hands behind your back. Okay, just take this one steady because it might be a lot in the shoulders. But as long as it feels okay, just hold in here. Roll the shoulder blades back and down before you lower. And again, this one will be good to open up the chest muscles if you do feel like you're rounding when you run or get a tight chest. And then you gently forward fold. So like we do normally, feet together, this one's just wider. Bend into the knees and allow the arms to relax over the head. If it's okay to stay, let's hold it here for another 3 breaths. And then keeping the hands together, slowly come on up, leading with the head and release the hands at the top. Perfect. Toe heel the feet in. And then when you're ready, we'll bring it down onto the floor. So we're going to pigeon. Pigeon's a really nice one if you are tight in the hips. So right leg first, hands in line with the shoulders. If you're going into full pigeon, flex your front foot, add support underneath that right hip if you need to. Big breath in as you lift and lengthen, and then just gently bring it down onto the elbows or stay on the hands if you prefer. And just relax into it. You want to find a comfortable stretch where you can hold it for a few minutes. If it's too intense or uncomfortable, just come on out and rearrange. And just breathe into the stretch. We haven't done many glute stretches, so allow the glutes. Glutes are the biggest muscle in the body. And when you're actually running, the power wants to come from the glutes. So technically, these are the ones that should be feeling tight after a run. It's really easy to overwork the hamstrings, maybe the hip flexors as well. So just take a few deep breaths here. Notice how it feels. Really nice. As you come on out, slowly come up onto your hands and we can push back to a down dog. So tuck the back toes, engage the core muscles and just walk through, realign the hips, bend back into the knees, get a bit of movement. Nice. And then we'll go straight onto the other side. So bring that left knee up and relax the right leg. And again, this pigeon, because it's a static stretch, you want to be doing it after a run. Taking some deep breaths. Nice, you're about halfway. Make any changes if you need to. And then taking your time to come up onto your hands again, tuck the back toes, lift that front leg and bring it back into your down dog. And then when you're ready, let's walk the feet all the way up towards your hands, find your forward fold, and just take your time to roll up through your spine, leaving the head last. Ground in the feet, big breath in as we reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, ground the hands, find your high plank, and lower the body down onto the floor. Your choice of back bend, so pushing up maybe into cobra or sphinx, getting a nice stretch through the front of the body, shoulders away from the ears, wherever you are. Think about tucking the tailbone under, and exhale as you bring it back down. Relaxing down on your front now. We're going to just see how it feels to get back into the hips. So we did this standing up just now. We're going to slowly bring one foot up towards your hand and just see how this feels. You can relax the head on the other hand, on the back of the palm. But with the leg, so I've got my right leg, with the heel, just gently bring it towards your bum. And you might feel a stretch in the front of that hip or you might not. Just depends how sort of mobile you are. But avoid relaxing the glutes. If you can, engage the glutes so you tuck the tailbone under, you're sort of getting into that posterior tail. Like we did stood up, the one that sort of went into dancer. Really nice. Slowly lower that leg and we'll see how the other side feels. Gently bring the foot up towards your bum. Again, try and find that posterior tail so the lower abdominals and glutes are actually engaged. And in your own time, slowly lower it back down. Hands underneath the shoulders, push up onto your knees, and let's bring the hips back into your child pose. Relax the head. Take a few deep breaths. And the next one we're going to go into for your legs is frog. And this one's really good to release off tension around the groin area. So make sure the knees are comfortable. My knees actually slide apart on the wood, which is quite good. Like you sort of relax and the knees are allowed to slide apart. But if there's too much pressure there, just pop a cushion underneath. And the body's in a squat position as if you're doing a squat. And you want to find a neutral spine. The closer the hips are towards your feet, the deeper the stretch. So gently bring the hips towards your head. Then exhale as you lower the hips towards your heels. And just take a few deep breaths. Nice, and just notice the hips slowly relax. And then as you come on out really slowly, you can use your hands, just gently bring the knees back in, use the hands to take the weight. Okay, bring the body up to all fours, maybe do a few cat cows or child pose if you prefer, just to really line the body a bit. Nice, and then we'll come round onto the back. So we're hugging into the knees, just rock the legs side to side, allowing the spine just to rest on the mat. Bringing some weight through your lower back now. If your lower back ever hurts when you run, your glutes aren't engaged properly. So doing glute activation drills if you need to before running is really important. Okay, so you can do this stretch if you are feeling a little bit tight in your lower back, just gently rocking side to side. And glute activation drills if you do feel a little bit weak in the glutes. Feet in line with the hips, hands either side of your body. And you want to find a posterior tilt, so you have to tuck the tailbone under, so the belly button's pulling through to the spine, the core's engaged. You've got a neutral spine now, so you slowly lift the hips off the floor. And you want to feel your glutes engage here. You want to avoid your lower back and hamstrings overworking. Okay, and then on your next exhale, let's slowly bring it back down, one vertebra at a time. Then we'll do 2 more. Big breath in as you peel the spine off of the floor. Squeeze your glutes at the top. And exhale as we drop it down. Last one, we'll lift and hold for 10 seconds. Keeping the glutes engaged. And gently bring it back down on your next exhale. Really good. Relax, keeping the body, upper body relaxed. We're going to lift the legs now. So this one's good to get rid of any lactic acid buildup, and it really helps with your recovery. After a run, you can use a wall and just even rest your legs against the wall. And all the inflammation will help reduce inflammation, just get your circulation going. So you want to find that balance point where your thigh bone is just resting in the ball and socket joint. And the knees are soft, the ankles are soft. You can close down the eyes and it should become effortless. If you feel like the legs are pulling you down, you want to pop a little cushion underneath your lower back. That can definitely help. Okay, I'm going to try and hold it here for another minute. Now when you're feeling really relaxed, slowly bend into your knees and we'll lengthen out your right leg. So allow the right leg to completely relax in line with your right hip. And let's bring this left knee up towards your left shoulder. So you might feel a stretch in the back of this left hip. Allow the left ankle to relax and the leg. So it's just heavy in your hands. Nice, and then take your time to bring this knee across to the right, allowing the knee to relax on the floor, reach out with that left arm. Releasing off some tension now in your lower back, glutes and hamstrings. You might feel it in that left shoulder if you're reaching out the arm. In your own time, slowly bring both legs back in line with the hips. And let's bring this right knee up towards your right shoulder. So again, allow the leg to become heavy in your arms. Completely relax that left leg out as well on the floor. And then in your own time, bring this knee across to the left. Slowly twist over and reach out with your right arm. Taking a few deep breaths here. And really slowly come on out. Let's bring both knees up to the chest. Find your happy baby. Keep the upper body relaxed and just rock it side to side. Feel a nice stretch in the legs. And then in your own time, let's bend into the knees, and we're going to bring the soles of the feet together and find butterfly on the floor. So the soles of the feet come together, the knees gently relax out, and this again is focusing on the hips, the groin area, and the adductors. The lower back might naturally lift, but just feel the breath come into the belly and just try and relax any tension as you exhale. Allowing the knees to gently drop towards the floor. And if you bring your hands out either side of you, or like quite high up in line with the shoulders, you might feel a stretch in your shoulders. This one's really nice to do on cushions as well. So your upper back's actually raised, and then you allow the arms to drop. So close down the eyes. Let's work through 10 breaths here. Just notice if the mind begins to wander and bring it back to the breath. Nice. You can either stay here for a few minutes more or lengthen out the legs fully, if you prefer. And we'll just keep this stillness in the body for 2 more minutes, allowing the body to completely relax and the mind to calm. If you notice any tension, maybe around the shoulders or neck area, just try and relax that area. And if you're not already, gently lengthen out the legs. Give them a little shake if you need to, if they're in butterfly that whole time. Maybe reach the arms above the head and make any stretches that you might need. And we'll really slowly roll onto one side and just use your hands to support you to come on up. And you're all done. Thanks, guys. Let me know if you've got any questions.